Good afternoon. Melissa Urigi, the town manager in Plymouth. One of the things that the staff have been working pretty diligently on over the past 6 weeks is the FY14, fiscal year 14 budget. This is an important process we go through every year, but this year we took more of an academic approach to the budget. We didn't just do a zero-based budget. We looked at all the services that a community of this size with this many residents needs us to provide for them. And then we built the budget from that. We tried to look at both core services and some of those ancillary services that people rely on. One of the areas where costs are escalating in Plymouth at a rate that we really need to make more efforts to control is in debt service and fixed costs. Now, debt service, many of you will be familiar with as you watch this program because of the 199 debt exclusion override that was voted in by the town of Plymouth in order to look at school needs and a new senior center. Two accomplishments right now that we can already visit and see where the money went. However, the Plymouth South School is still in the works, whether that will be a renovation or a new school. So in debt service, we're seeing a 14% increase. Where I'm proud of this town is through careful management over the years by your elected and appointed officials providing that direction. Even with that 14% increase in the debt service, the town of Plymouth is still within the Department of Revenue guidelines of having that debt service be between 6 and 8% of the overall operating budget. The other area is a little more complicated. There's been an increase in our fixed costs. That's costs such as unemployment, health insurance, those kind of costs that you can't always control because it just depends on what the claims were from the previous year. Now, last year, we made some pretty significant changes to the health insurance that the employees and the retirees receive in the town of Plymouth. Those included things like increases in the co-payments that they make in emergency room visits, as well as prescription drugs. However, those just took effect on July 1 of 2012. So there hasn't been enough time to really know what that will save this town in cost avoidance in the health insurance line item. So for that reason, based on claims from last year, and we also have to consider things like with President Obama's health care reform, we know that students, children of employees may stay on the health insurance longer. Now they can stay on until 26 years old. So that's been a change that we have to consider. Because of that, we are seeing a rise in our projected health insurance for next year. But there are some things that we're going to do when we commit to this. We'll continue to look at our operating budget, both on the town and the school side. And in Plymouth, it's pretty wonderful that we have such a good working relationship with the schools. You don't see that in every community. We'll continue to look at things like reductions in vacation time for new employees or changes in educational incentive and what that may save the community. We'll look at health insurance again in 2014 and see if there are other changes that we can make that will help us reduce those costs or at least save those costs from escalating. We'll look at cross-training and maybe job sharing, particularly at the clerical and mid-management level, and see if those are things that will help with efficiencies. We need to further pursue, and the selectmen as well as the planning board have been very supportive about becoming more business friendly, encouraging businesses to come here and making it easy for them to open their business. So we'll do things like that, and I think that what you will, many of you may already know, is the planning board voted very recently to increase the height of the zoning in certain area of town to 75 feet. That will encourage development. We will bring other zoning changes to town meeting and look for town meeting support to, again, help bring businesses and industry to the town of Plymouth. And finally, I think overall, we will continue to take a very cautious and careful look at where all our expenditures go and see what else we can do to assist in any way with both our long-term economic stability and helping the taxpayers be able to afford to stay and remain here and enjoy the services we provide. So I hope we are able to answer any questions you have. All residents can come in at any time and speak to either me or department heads on where we are with the budget and how we're looking forward to building and securing services in FY14. Thank you.